There, everybody. Well, we're in the workshop of Nick, aka Ptronix. Hi, Nick. How are you?
I'm alright, Graham. Nice to see you again.
And you?
Well, not again.
See me in person.
Well, I've seen you before, but you've never seen me before.
No, exactly. We don't never see Nick on film, do we?
I think I've been on it once
Have
in
you?
one of my videos.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
I always think, well, who'd want to look at me when they could see my equipment instead?
You need to rephrase that, Nick, please.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. So, so a lot of test gear there, Nick. What exactly is it that you're into then?
Well, I'm particularly liking for RF, radio frequency stuff, so that's why I've got a decent Siglent spectrum analyzer.
Yeah, I saw that. Very nice.
And I've got me Marconi, or IFR as it's called now, RF generator, which is quite a nice one.
Yeah.
And what else we got? Another RF generator which preceded this one, which I should get round to selling at some point. And then I've got a Radiocruncher frequency counter.
Yeah, very nice. Got one of those.
Rigel function generator, just for audio frequencies, mainly for testing audio amplifiers, stuff like that.
Right. You do a lot of audio stuff in as well?
Do quite a bit of audio stuff.
Right,
Just finished a couple of valve projects, rebuilding valve amplifiers for people. Well, I don't generally do valves, but I'm glad I have done these projects because it's taught me a hell of a lot that I didn't know.
Yeah.
About valve stuff.
That's always the same though, every time I always take stuff in that I haven't got a clue what it does. It takes me ages reading up about it, and then just gets a bit more knowledge, doesn't it? I always feel that I can take it on. Once I've done one, I can do all then, really.
Yeah.
So what you say RF stuff then? Well, what do you mean? Do you mean like RF amplifiers or amateur radio RF stuff?
Yeah, well, I've built aerials, amateur radio aerials.
Right, okay.
Which you need a fair bit of test equipment to test them properly.
Right.
Like, for instance, a spectrum analyzer and the
built-in
nice tracking generator. And with something called...
I would like that. Are you sure I don't need to take that home with me? Yeah, you'd fight me, wouldn't you, to get that out the door?
Maybe another time, Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, if you're working on aerials, it's hard to know if they're resonant or whatever. I mean, you can buy these VNAs now, mini VNAs.
I've seen those,
That's a cheap way to test aerials, but I can do the same thing on the spectrum analyzer with the built-in tracking generator.
Right.
So that's what I do, and I've built, dare I say, FM transmitters for people.
Yeah, well, they're very useful. Very useful.
No, I don't know. Just always had a fascination for RF stuff, I suppose.
You got the Rigel oscilloscope as well.
Yeah, it's nothing special these days. It's quite an old one in their, as far as their model range goes. It's only 70 megahertz bandwidth.
Still, they're pretty good though, aren't they?
It's good enough for what I need. Yeah,
nice and
only
compact.
2-channel.
So you got the Weller irons as well. That'll please George.
I love my Weller irons.
That'll please George.
I love my Weller irons. I've had Weller irons for 40 years probably.
Are these the like magnetic ones, or?
Yeah, they got different tips you put in them, and according to the number on the tip, like a 6 would be 600 degrees Fahrenheit. 7's, I usually use 7, which is 700 Fahrenheit.
I know George swears by them, doesn't he?
And the magnetic tips, which change their properties as they heat up.
Brilliant.
And there's a switch in there, magnetic switch, which turns it power on and off to the element. But I've also got a more modern iron, which is basic Chinese rubbish, basically.
It was just hiding in a Weller station.
Yeah, I use that for surface mount because it's got such a fine tip on it.
Oh, right, yeah, I've got
so
some
I do make my own
similar
circuit
to
boards, which are surface mount sometimes.
Right, okay.
I prefer surface mount because there's no legs to worry about. There's no holes to drill. In the
I do like it, yeah, and it's much easier to. People don't think so, but it's easier to get the components off it as well, isn't it? The through-hole board is a pain in the ass to desolder.
And that
excellent
solder station has also got hot air.
I noticed you got a really fine tip on that. I haven't got a tip that small on mine.
Yeah, that's probably from when I last did some SMD work.
Yeah.
Half the time it just gets used for heat shrinking, doing heat shrink on cables. That's
and you got, looks like you got a dummy load up there.
Yeah,
for
that's
amplifiers.
Well, they're wired up as 2 8-ohm dummy loads. Yeah. They're actually 3.9 ohm resistors in series to make 8 ohms.
It's a speaker dummy load.
And if I want to do 4 ohms, I'll just short one out.
Yeah.
So that must be rated at least 100 watts.
I was going to say, that's a decent heat sink on that, isn't it?
So that's something you really need if you're going to be testing amplifiers. Yeah.
Brilliant. And you got an audio analyzer. That's Hewlett Packard, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's quite a useful bit of kit, because when you're testing an amplifier, you'd like to know what its frequency response is, and also it's total harmonic distortion. It measures all that. And as I was saying to Graham earlier, you can also use it for doing synad tests on radios as well.
Brilliant. 10 bench supply, dual bench supplies, really useful.
0 to 30 volts dual supply, 5 amps on each side. You can parallel them to go up to 10 amps, or series to get 60 odd volts. And
then we've got the mechanical workbench over here, which is
what
I do.
Come to collect today.
Yes, that's my little speaker, well, big speaker actually, amplified speaker.
7 watts rated at, by the way.
Get on.
Yeah.
That'll wake Mrs. Cruncher up, won't it?
That's surprising how loud 7 watts can be, actually.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's really useful to have a bench like that, because I say I've got like a little clamp-on voice, which is rubbish compared to that.
It's all stuff I picked up from car boot sales.
And again, a drill press is useful stuff.
And that was given to me by an elderly neighbour. I had to take it apart because it was too heavy.
I say that weighs a ton. Then it's got a cast iron base on it. But
I had to stick it in the wheelbarrow to get it here.
I'm not surprised. What have we got here then? This is going to be your next project. Oh right, okay.
This is a Leak Verislope.
Verislope 2 stereo
preamplifier, which goes with the amplifier I was showing Graham earlier, a Leak Stereo 20 valve amplifier.
That's the one you've done the videos on recently, isn't it?
The guy I did it for also has this for me to do, and personally I wouldn't bother. It's a bit of a wreck.
It does look a bit
it's a bit rough.
A bit got at,
but he wants it done, so I'm going to do it.
It'll sound lovely though, won't it?
Yeah, it's going to cost him 100 quid in parts, but he seems happy with that.
Has it got no valves in it? Or
no valves at all, but strangely enough you can still get all the valves fairly easily. I've just ordered them, and they'll probably be made in Russia or Slovakia. That's where I got my valves from last time.
So that'll be your next project, your next video, will it?
That would be the
next series of videos.
Yeah, it's restoring that.
Brilliant.
It's, as I said, it looked even worse than it does now, because I cleaned it up a bit, and it's got a knob missing, but I don't know what to do with
that. I've got one that Benji let me have, a Leak, is it through line?
Yeah, or trough line.
Trough line, something like that.
Like a tuner?
Yeah. No, is it a tuner or an amp?
I don't know.
I can't remember now.
But they were quite famous.
I think there was it needed some parts for it. So it was one of those ones that I looked at, and then I've shelved for the time being.
Oh yeah.
It's in the graveyard.
Yeah, right. That's so I suppose that'll be another adventure trying to get that working. I don't know what state the pots are in the switches, because I haven't been able to try it, obviously.
Yeah, it's got those wafer switches, isn't it?
I might need to buy some new ones for there as well.
Oh, brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
Well, there we are then, Nick. So we've had a good look around Nick's workshop.
Yeah, we've had a good look round. Graham's had a nice visit, I hope.
Yeah, no, it's great. I shall have to come back up again.
I hope he's happy with what he's taken away.
Yeah, we'll say Nick has very kindly sorted me out that amplified speaker and another GP42, is it? Hacker record deck for spares. Yeah, excellent.
But it's just my way of supporting you, Graham, and your channel.
No, thank you very much, Nick.
For all the videos you do.
So again, if you're not subscribed to Nick, look him up, Ptronix. Done some great stuff, and let's give him a big shout out.
Yeah, I need all the subscribers I can get.
Yeah, let's get him some more subs. So cheers, Nick. Thanks very much for that.
Bye, everybody.
We'll catch you all soon.
See you then.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.